deadline for players getting franchise tag was yesterday.
And you can go ahead and talk about my favorite player that got franchised yesterday.
You like that? You like that?
Kirk Cousins was franchised. Kirk Cousins is going to make upwards to $20 million this year, a little over $19 million. Kirk Cousins is the quarterback for the Washington Redskins, and he had a pretty decent season last year. Redskins don't have many options at quarterback. They released RG3 in the offseason. RG3 is now Robert Griffin III. He is now the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, the same Cleveland Browns team that will make the AFC Championship game this season. Bruh. For real. And Kirk Cousins was franchised by the Washington Redskins yesterday. They couldn't work out a long-term deal. So Kirk Cousins, he's going to get his money this season. You like that, don't you? He's going to get several $1 million this season. It remains to be seen how his season will go on the field. One of my good friends from college, Brandon Big Hug Matthews, huge Washington Redskins fan. He's always talking about Captain Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is a farce.
Come on, man. Don't do him like that.
What? I think
do not do Kirk Cousins like that.
I think that Kirk Cousins is a C+ quarterback. I don't think he's all that great. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just not saying that he's good.
I mean, he's no Tom Brady. He's no Tom Brady by far.
Yeah, he's definitely not Tom Brady. The one thing that he is going to be doing that Tom Brady isn't going to be doing is playing the first 4 games of the season.
Yes, yeah. I like Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins gives me plenty of material for the All Things Sport podcast. You got to respect that, man. And not only that, but he took the Redskins to the playoffs.
He did. He did.
The Redskins were dead in the water at one point last season. The NFC East was awful. But he took them to the playoffs.
Hey, Pierre. I got a question for you.
What's that, buddy?
How many teams did the Washington Redskins beat last year that had a winning record? I got a question for you. There would be Nuff, Lovelace. That would be 0. Kirk Cousins, let me tell you what Kirk Cousins is. Kirk Cousins is a person who was once the manager, the CEO of a company, had a great life. You know, he was looked upon favorably by his coworkers and everything. Kirk Cousins lost his job, lost his house. His wife divorced him, and you know what he became? He became a bum because Kirk Cousins is a bum, man.
Wow. You are very disrespectful.
I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but since you're rallying behind him, I'm going to tell the truth. Kirk Cousins is a D+ to C- quarterback.
Wow. Somewhere Damon Banks, your twin brother, is throwing a beer bottle, probably Natural Light, against a wall.
Listen,
and waiting for this podcast to be over so he can call you.
Listen, I saw a quarterback who played in Harrisonburg, Virginia at James Madison University last year by the name of Vad Lee, who is a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins is the type of quarterback who can manage things for you, but he's not going to make a difference. And sometimes those management skills are not the best. They are average at best. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a plain brown suit. I mean, I guess you need a brown suit, but is it really going to be all that impressive when you put it on? No. Kirk Cousins is a rotisserie chicken from Walmart. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's $5. I mean, how good can it be?
There have been plenty of quarterbacks who have been labeled quote unquote game managing quarterbacks, and they've won a ton of games. Just look at Joe Flacco. He's won a Super Bowl, and what is he? You like to label him as, well, not you personally, but people like to label him as a game manager. Sometimes you just need someone to go out and be in control of the offense. Someone who can get in the huddle and his voice is respected amongst that offense. You need somebody who can lead that team through good times, through bad times, and that's the type of person Kirk Cousins is. Is he Tom Brady? Absolutely not. Is he Peyton Manning? Absolutely not, but he's a pretty doggone good football player.
Okay, maybe I was too harsh on Kirk Cousins. Maybe I was too harsh. Kirk Cousins is like a credit card. Kirk Cousins is not Capital One. Like Capital One is like Capital One. They are Capital One. Kirk Cousins is like the fake Capital One. It's like one bank. It's like you thought when you got it in the mail it was a Capital One card, but it's not really Capital One.
This dude is so disrespectful.
Like Kirk Cousins is like a piece of fried chicken from KFC or a piece of fried chicken from Harrisita. It's good. Like, it's pretty good, but it's not KFC.
Listen, man.
Like, it's pretty good.
As my one-time linebacker coach Dale Jones used to tell me, dude, you're amazing.
I mean, I am. I mean, I take that as a compliment.
But
one thing I can say, but you know, in a couple weeks I'll be flying solo, so it doesn't matter what you think.
Wait a minute, man. Now every time I say something that you don't agree with, you're reminding me that you're gonna fly solo. Get him out of here.
Because all lives matter, not just yours, man. Listen, one thing that Kirk Cousins will be doing. Will be playing the first 4 games of this regular season coming up in the NFL. Something that Tom Brady apparently will not be doing. Deflategate is back in the news, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure you all know Deflategate. It happened like 19 months ago, man, in the AFC Championship game in 2015, man. The AFC Championship game between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. Essentially, he was, Roger Goodell and the NFL had a vendetta against Tom Brady about deflated footballs. He was suspended. He fought the suspension, won that battle, was able to play all 16 games last season. After the season, that suspension was upheld again in an appellate court. And now Tom Brady is throwing in the towel. He announced on his Facebook page that he will not be fighting the suspension anymore. He is suspended for the first 4 games of the 2016-2017 regular season.
I'm just glad he's giving it up and he's not going to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I didn't agree with him trying to go to the Supreme Court, with that suspension, because the Supreme Court is, in my humble, they have more important things to think about than the NFL, a suspension of a quarterback. But I mean, if I was Tom Brady, man, I would fight the suspension too, man, because I mean, it happened 19 months ago. The NFL is being very petty. And it's being very petty against its, arguably its biggest star. That would never happen in the NBA. LeBron James would never be suspended for deflating or inflating a basketball too much, man. I mean, quote unquote, it's not even any proof that he did it. They don't have him on camera doing it, man. It's a lot of circumstantial evidence, but that's not even the point. The point is that the NFL took this 19 months, man. They wouldn't give it up, man. They made Tom Brady submit to them. And I guess that's just the power of Roger Goodell in the NFL. And I don't agree with it. I think that he shouldn't be suspended. I mean, because come on, man, it happened 19 months ago. There's a statute of limitations on crimes in the real world, let alone for this quote-unquote crime in the NFL. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Tom Brady, way to take your lumps like a man, though. We'll see you in Game 5 for the New England Patriots. But as of right now, got to take a quick break. We'll be right back to wrap things up here on the All Things Sport Podcast with Bruh For Real. Pierre Banks here, thanking you all for listening to the All Things Sport Podcast. Please subscribe for much more of the show. Also, join myself and Rudy Mondragon for In My Humble, The Split Decision, where we discuss all things boxing and what is just our humble opinion on the In My Humble YouTube channel.
We are back on the All Things Sport Podcast. I'm Damian. He's Pierre. You are listening to the best podcast on radio. This is just my humble, but my humble is the only humble that matters, because my life matters. Your life doesn't matter. You see how stupid that sounds? Anyway, I digress. We are coming to the end of the show. Pierre, we have to end the show with Al Daniels' favorite segment of the All Things Sport Podcast. And that favorite segment is what? Bruh For Real. And on this edition of Bruh For Real, we Well, actually, I'm going in. Maybe I need to go last, man. Do I need to go last or do I need to go first? Because, of course.
Maybe because, your level of disrespect always.
No, it's not disrespect.
Yeah, your level, because that's what Bruh for Real is. It's a moment for you to get your shine on and do what you do best. That's why you originated the segment. It's a brainchild of yours.
I don't know if I should go first. So should I go first or should I go last?
Go last because, once you
Okay.
finish disrespecting whoever you're going to disrespect, we're going to have to go off the air because, nobody's going to want to listen to us anymore.
All right, man. So you go ahead and give your Bruh for Real first and then I'll end the show with mine.
My Bruh for Real goes to the most feared man in boxing right now, Gennady Golovkin, or Triple G, as he's affectionately known around the boxing world. Triple G, are you really about to take on Kell Brook?
Bruh, for real?
On September the 10th, Kell Brook, who's the IBF champion at 147 pounds, is going to take on Gennady Golovkin, who's the WBA, WBC, IBO middleweight champion of the world. That's 160 pounds. So Kell Brook going up 2 weight classes to fight Gennady Golovkin. Now, when Canelo Alvarez signed to fight Amir Khan in his last fight, Canelo Alvarez was the recognized champion at 160 pounds, fought Amir Khan, who was not even a champion at 147 pounds.
Bruh. For real?
You thought the sky was going to fall, and Canelo Alvarez took so much flack for taking on a smaller fighter. Triple G even gave Canelo that flack, saying, how are you going to take on this smaller opponent when you've got me in your own division? Well, I'll give Triple G this. Canelo didn't want to fight him, but he went out and did the exact same thing that Canelo Alvarez just did. Went down to 147, picked him up an opponent, and now they're going to duke it out on September 10th over in the UK.
Bruh, for real?
It boggles my mind. I can't understand why Gennady Golovkin would choose this opponent. He has a perfectly good opponent in the middleweight division from the UK, Chris Eubank Jr., a young, strong, 23-1 with 18 knockouts fighter. Yet you go all the way down to 147 to pick your opponent.
Bruh, for real?
It's a great opportunity for Kell Brook because it's a win-win situation. If you lose to Triple G, well, that's what's supposed to happen. If you beat Gennady Golovkin, it's the biggest win in boxing in probably the last 10 years. So shout out to Kell Brook for taking this fight. My hat's off to you, but Gennady Golovkin.
Bruh, for real?
Are you really about to do this? Did you really think that this was a good idea? But the sad part about it is I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to watch it. And I'm going to be grilling and invite everybody over. But I'm unhappy with the choice of opponent.
Bruh, for real? Pierre, very passionate Bruh for Real from you. I know that you are a huge boxing fan, former amateur fighter, and, a boxing aficionado. So I know you're very passionate about the sport of boxing. The only thing I got to say, man, about that is they probably, his promoters made that fight.
Of course they did.
And, it's not up to Triple G to make the fight. It's up to him to fight. So just to his defense, I love Triple G, man. That guy, he's not scared, man. And he's not scared by the way he boxes. I mean, he doesn't mind getting hit because he knows he's going to hit you back. And can you take his punch? So just to come to his defense, man, please, man, leave Triple G alone. Leave Triple G alone, man. Bruh. For real?
I mean, he's the most feared man in boxing, and I don't think he's scared to fight Chris Eubank, but why go down to 147 when you got a very valuable opponent right there in your division? You're the middleweight champion. Fight other middleweights. That's all I'm saying. Still gonna get the fight, still gonna grill chicken, still gonna invite the bros over, and it's gonna be another melee.
True indeed, man. So now that you got that out the way, yours was very poignant, very well spoken.
I appreciate that.
Your Bruh for Real was awesome. Everything is awesome when you're part of the team.
This is the first compliment you've paid me all episode. I appreciate it.
I mean, your life matters. So getting to my Bruh for Real. My Bruh for Real is very interesting. My Bruh for Real for this All Things Sport podcast is it has layers. Draymond Green, we all know who Draymond Green is, right? Power forward for the Golden State Warriors, All NBA Draymond Green, NBA All-Star on the Olympic team for the U.S. men's